Alright, hello everybody. So this is going to be game number 1 in a best of 5 between IBM and FactSet in the AHGL B League. I believe this is week 5. So we've got best of 5 format today. The first 4 players from each team are already set. Their races are set and the maps are set. And then if we go to the 5th and final match, it will be ace match where each team can pick whoever they want. So same format as all the previous weeks. So this is going to be the first map. Here spawning on the left side we have Quirk, the blue Protoss for IBM. And in the upper right, spawning as the red Zerg, we have A.Out for FactSet. So the map is Howling Peak. I would tend to think this is a Zerg favored map. I don't know. Quirk, we played several games on this last night. And the thing he was really struggling with was holding a third base. And even the second one, you can see that he's putting the pylon on the inside here. So Protoss like to do a forge fast expand, and typically you would wall off this choke here, but it's such a wide choke, it takes so many buildings to wall off. So what he's been doing is the SimCity approach, where you put like pylon here, nexus here, and then like cannon and gateway, and you kind of fill in a wall this way, so the Zerglings have to like run all the way around, getting shot by the cannon. So it's not the most ideal approach, but on this map, that's kind of what he's been doing. So, I mean, at the same time, the third location isn't really ideal for Zerg either. You've got 2 third options. You can take this one over here, or this one right here. This one is closer to your main and natural, but it's also closer to the enemy, which is bad. This one's further from the enemy, but it's also further from your main and natural. And then there's this back door here, which if you can break those rocks down and kind of seal yourself in, that can help. So we'll see how the players decide to handle this. This is interesting. A.Out is getting a gas already, so it looks like he's actually opening 14-14. This is a pretty unusual opening for Zerg versus Protoss. You would expect to see this more in Zerg versus Zerg. So I'm not sure if he's planning to do some sort of one-base aggression, or I don't know. Did he? Let's see, he hasn't scouted the Forge Fast Expand at all. In fact, he's got the drone chasing the probe, which is reasonable. You want to check and see if there's any proxy pylons. So it looks like maybe he is going to go ahead and expand on 16 here. So, I mean, really the safest possible build coming out of A.Out here. He is going to be sacrificing some economy getting this gas so early. So if he is going to try and macro out of this is a very, very conservative play. I'm getting notified that the stream is laggy. Yeah, I apologize if it's laggy. I was having a lot of trouble last week with my internet was really slow. The internet here in North Carolina is not ideal. What I'll probably try and do is restart the stream after this game, and instead of doing the 720 encoding, I'll try and do 480, because I'm pretty sure my computer can handle it. Actually, yeah, I'm right around 50 frames right now, but my internet just can't handle it. So, yeah, so I apologize if this is laggy. I'll try and turn down the resolution a little bit after this game. Alright, so let's see here. So the Zerg is still building just pure drones, so it's still not too late for one base all-in. We're hitting that 20 drone count. That's about the time when you might start to switch over into unit production, but I don't think we have a Roach Warren started. And he did pull off the gas, so it looks like he just mined 100 gas, 130 actually, just to get the speed. And as I say that, there comes the Roach Warren. So we'll see if he's continuing to produce drones. He's right at that 2021. He does have another drone on the way, but it looks like this might be kind of a 1-2 base early aggression here. Clark is working on getting this SimCity wall in here. Yep, just now taking his gas on the main. I was going to say he needs to start mining that. Worker count right now is dead even, 21 to 21. And the Zerg is continuing to build drones, actually, so might be looking to macro, although he did take a second gas, and getting back into both gases at about 5.5 minutes there, having both geysers completed, so that means he took his gases at about 5 minutes. That is pretty early. So if he's trying to macro out of this, or continue to play a macro game, which it looks like maybe he is, because he's still building drones, but this early gas isn't really the best approach. You can see he's already got 220 gas banked up, but now with his income of, what is it? Yeah, he's getting about 260 gas a minute there, so that's going to bank up really high, and the only thing that he can spend his gas on right now is roaches. He doesn't have any lair attack, and he doesn't have any evo chambers now to start upgrades. Just going to sack this Overlord in here to try and see what's going on. Cork is getting up 3 gateways. See, it looks like his Chrono Boost has just been going into probes. Actually, he's storing up Chrono Boost there. Okay, there, now he's putting Chrono Boost into +1 and the Warp Gate research. 5 roaches on the way now. So the Zerg, let me see, he's at 33 drones and 8 roaches on the way. Okay, so it looks like the Zerg is planning to get aggressive now. Cork is checking for this 3rd base. He's going to see that there's no 3rd. I think he checked both positions, this front one first, and now seeing this other one. So Cork should know that there's aggression coming. If you're at 7.5 minutes and Zerg has not taken a 3rd base in this matchup, that's because they're probably not building drones and hatcheries. They're building something to attack you with. So I'd like to see Cork. Yeah, he needs to. Oh, this is kind of a bad timing for Cork. He's going to try and Chrono Boost out this Warp Gate, but these roaches are going to be here before it's done. His stalker count right now is only at 1, and he does have a mothership core, but where is it at? Maybe, yeah, the mothership core is just sitting in the main. He needs to bring down this mothership core. Warp gates are just finishing up now, so he can start to warp in stalkers. This cannon's going to buy him just a few seconds of time. But just nothing but roaches being rallied. 15 on the map, 6 more on the way here, so this is a lot of pressure on Cork here. Looks like, unfortunately, he does have 4 gateways, but that's really not enough. He's going to repel this for just a second, but I'm pretty sure those roaches are just going to mass up and push in here. His +1 has, Cork's +1 has finished versus the 0-0 upgrades of the roaches. And I think this is walled off here. I don't think the roaches can just run in. But there's a lot of roaches rallying here. And yeah, he's trying to attack already. I think this is premature. Good, I like the cancel on that. He doesn't have time to get the Colossus out at this point. He needs to just go pure stalkers. And if anything, I'd like to see him continuing adding on gateways or cannons. Overcharge on the Nexus, I like that. This is a very strong spell. So this will definitely buy him 60 seconds. This overcharge can almost single-handedly hold off at least part of this roach onslaught. But there are just nothing. Okay, actually, so the rally has stopped at this point. The Zerg is taking a 3rd, and he was building drones there for a second. So these 11 roaches that are on the field are the last 11 roaches. So if Cork can hold this, has he lost? He's only lost 1 worker. He does have an Immortal out. Needs to be careful. Yep, microing back the Immortal. That's good. Doesn't have any more Sentry energy here. Overcharge has expired on the Nexus, and there's still 5 roaches alive. This Immortal is very low on shields. Workers are starting to fall now, 6 of them down. But I mean, at this point, I bet you the Zerg isn't even paying attention. He's probably just gone back to macroing. Interesting, the Zerg was macroing. He took a hatchery, he built a round of drones, he started his lair, and now he's back to roach production. So it might be that he smells blood in the water here, and he wants to keep the pressure on. 6 probes killed there. Worker count is now 34 to 31, so Cork isn't horribly far behind. This 3rd is just coming up for the Zerg. The problem maybe is his infrastructure is kind of in shambles. He lost those 2 gateways. Doesn't really have any other gates or tech in his main, so he really can't produce anything. He's getting Immortals out now. He's got 2 out. I'd like to see him Chrono Boost a 3rd out. And just keep on probe production. Unfortunately, it looks like he's not building probes at the moment. He's got 1 coming out of the main, but none at the natural. He'll need to keep probe production up if he's going to keep up with the Zerg, because this is the problem here. There's 9 drones about to pop. So yeah, the worker count just went very lopsided, 49 to 34 now. And that's the power of Zerg. I mean, you give them a second like that, and they can just drone up their 3rd almost completely. So Cork sees the 3rd. This Overlord sees everything, though. It sees if there's no push out. Can Cork see this Overlord? He can, and yeah, he walked up with the 3 stalkers for a second there. Yeah, he should definitely kill that off. Won't supply block 8 out or anything. So we'll see how 8 out is doing here. So worker count is still 49 to 33. So not quite enough to saturate all 3 bases. In fact, he's only got a single worker on his 3rd. So he probably needs to transfer some over there and maybe take those gases on his 3rd. Injects look okay. I don't know, they're better than mine, so I can't really fault him for that. I like this flying V of Overlords that he's got here. So at this point, our Zerg player is producing Roach Hydra, which is pretty strong against Protoss until the Colossus start to come out. Thermal Lance has started, but the first Colossus is not in production. 1-1 for range is about to finish up for the Zerg here, so the Roach Hydra. That'll be a good composition. He'll want to get Vipers too. I've noticed that Vipers do incredibly good with that Yoink Micro against the Colossus. He'll need to start Hive Tech for that, and it's a little bit early for him to start Hive Tech. He's only on 3 bases here. He's just now taking the gas on his 3rd base. Usually I like to start Hive Tech right as I'm taking my 4th, so pretty soon. Supply lead is 116 to 86 for the Zerg player. It looks like he's going to poke in here just with a little bit. He's probably not going to try and kill him. Just see what he's got, maybe do a little bit of pressure. This is almost like offensive scouting here. And it's pretty low risk. I mean, if Korg gets some good force fields off, he could trap him, but, Korg's kind of hiding in his base right now. He still can't quite step out. Actually, this Sentry and Immortal count is getting very high. He's got, 7 Sentries there and 4 Immortals. And for a Roach Hydra composition, 4 Immortals with enough Sentry support can do a lot of damage. So, I don't know. I mean, I'd almost like to see Korg push out now. He does have a Colossus, and this recall ability, if he's careful with the Micro in his Mothership Core, recall is just incredibly powerful. It allows the Protoss to push out somewhat risk-free. Things go badly, just get back to your base, or if there's too big of a counter or something, just get back to your base. So, Zerg is poking in again here. 1-1 has finished. 2-2 is about halfway done for the Zerg, and rallying tons of Hydralisks. There are 17 or 18 in production that will be rallying across the map. The Zerg has got himself where he wants to be in workers now. 71 drones to just the 40 probes of Korg. And this is what I was talking about, how Korg was really struggling with taking this 3rd base yesterday, and we can start to see that now. We're at 16 minutes here, and he's still pretty firmly turtling here on 2 bases. It's just really hard for a Protoss to push out and take a 3rd base on this map. Neither option is very appealing. Either taking this 3rd over here or taking this 3rd up here. Either of them looks really good. So it looks like maybe A.Out is going to try for the flank here, bust down these rocks, and maybe send half of the army in each way to spread out the Colossus fire. The Colossus are starting to come out. These are going to be a pretty big deal now. 2 Colossus are out, and a 3rd one just popping. Uh-oh, somebody's frozen. I hope it's not me. It's probably variants. Oh no, it's one of our players! Oh, failure! We lost A.Out. He was really far